I asked sir
So
kung ano
pumirma
yung
ka
process.
nakapikit?
No sir, hindi naman po na nakapikit sir because nagtanong naman po ako sa security officer namin sir on how it was released or implemented on the ground.
Like I said, napakatalino mong tao sa credentials mo. Dating professor, Ateneo, UP, di ba? And then now, parang, sorry sir, parang nagmaang-maangang ka. Again, is it blind loyalty?
What's up mga kababayan, page trending here. Dito sa video natin ngayon ay ating panoorin itong part 2 ng Day 19 impeachment trial ni VP Sara. Sadyang napakagago lang sa totoo lang nitong mga winika nitong si Tulfo dito sa video na ito na kung saan sobra kong bumanat no at mangusga itong si Tulfo. Pagdating dito sa witness na si Mr. Ortornio, palibasa kasi mga kababayan, protektado ito no ng parliamentary rules at constitutional privileges. Pero kung wala siyang ganyang proteksyon, no? At sa totoong courtroom siya umasta ng ganyan sa witness, baka na-contempt na itong si Tulfo. Ikaw ba naman tawagin na parang nagmamaang-maangan o nagtatanga-tangahan dahil sa blind loyalty na kanyang winika? Kung kaya naman ang rebat nitong si OVP Assistant Chief of Staff na si Sir Lemuel Ortonio, with all due respect, ginawa ko lang ang duty ko. And at that time, I believe yun yung kailangan kong gawin bilang isang empleyado. Which is totoo naman mga kababayan. Sadyang dinidikdik lang talaga ang mga witness. Maituro lamang itong si VP Sara at mawala nga sa kanyang pwesto. Pero bago ang lahat, huwag niyo po sana kalimutang mag-like at subscribe para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw. At yun na nga no mga kababayan, noong nakaraan lamang gusto nilang ipatawag no itong si Colonel Raymond Lachica bilang witness nga dito sa trial. Na nag-reply naman itong si Colonel Lachica na handa naman siya sumagot patungkol dito. Pero bakit biglang nag-ibang hihip ng hangin mga kababayan? Pinipigilan ng mga House of Crocs ang pagpunta ni Colonel Lachica dito sa trial. Grabe. Halata sila masyado na ayaw nilang mabunyag ang katotohanan. At ipasadahan saglit to mga kababayan.
Sabi namin sa inyo, lahat yan nasa table, pero i-consider pa lahat. Anyway, hindi pa naman ibig sabihin porque hindi namin sinalang, ay ibig sabihin wala na. Dahil yung defense, pwede rin naman nilang gamit. Total, common witness naman namin sila chika So, kung pwede rin yung defense, isa lang siya. So, at that time, by that time, so we will have the opportunity to cross-examine naman sa chika.
Ano po dating sa inyo nung statement naman niya na willing naman daw siya?
Yung nakakatakot hindi mo alam kung ano yung nasa isip nila di ba? At the end of the day, hostile pa rin siya. Nasa kabila pa rin siya.
Hindi ba yung nakakatakot?
So hindi mo alam kung ano yung, kung magsasabi ba talaga ng totoo o hindi. Nakita na natin yung naging statement nila Acosta Masyadong evasive, masyadong parang may script silang ginagawa rin.
Diba? So kahit na sinabi ni Acosta na sa kanya naman binigay yung confidential funds, hindi pa rin yung nakikita na dapat itatawag na talaga siya.
Kasi assuming, tinawag natin siya, anong ba naman napatutunayan niya? Yung pagbigay lang sa kanya, mali na Di ba? Doon pa lang, tapos na, wala ka ng unang-una, hindi naman siya authorized disbursing officer. Doon pa lang, may may pagkakamali na So, tapos yung mga statement ng COA, sinabi na ng COA na walang mga ebidensya. So, kung right from the very beginning, may ebidensya sila, di sana umpisa pa lang, nung paglabas pa lang ng AOM, nag-present na sila ng mga resibo. Tapos yung paggamit nila, bakit nila binili ng mga furnitures na hindi naman kasama. So doon pa lang, maliwanag na yung kwento So kung isasama siya, baka mamaya makagulo lang siya ng kwento.
At ayun na nga no, mga kababayan, sa pagpapatuloy hindi na nga napigilan pa ng testigo no, na si OVP Assistant Chief Staff Lemuel Ortonio ang kanyang saloobin matapos ang sunod-sunod na pagpura nitong si Senator Judge Raffy Tulfo. Kung kaya naman hindi ko na patatagalin pa, heto na ang buong video.
Siya yung pumirma. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So hindi mo hindi mo alam kung paano ininterpret ng Vice Presidente yung provision na iyong binasa. Tama ba? You cannot say with certainty how the Vice President interpreted that provision.
Before you answer, Mr. Ortoño, yes, Attorney Christine?
Witness is incompetent to read the state of mind of the Vice President.
That's
Your Honor.
precisely the point, Your Honor. That's precisely what I'm asking the witness to confirm, that he cannot say with certainty the frame of mind of the Vice President if she was also thinking that the PFP is not required for the request.
Applying the rules equally, if he knows, witness may answer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Again, ma'am, for the question ulit, ma'am.
So hindi mo rin masasabi, you cannot say with certainty na ganyan din ang interpretasyon ng Vice Presidente dun sa provision na binasa mo nang ipinadala ang sulat to the DPAM dated August 22, 2022. Tama ba?
I cannot, ma'am.
But you are sure, you can confirm that the Vice President is a lawyer. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am, she is a lawyer.
Sinabi mo rin kanina na yung confidential funds, to your knowledge, hindi lang to ginastos sa regular programs ng good governance. Tama ba?
Ma'am, what I meant, ma'am, is that...
Sorry, Mr. Tony, let me just clarify. Sinabi mo kanina na to your knowledge, yung confidential funds were not spent on the regular programs under the good governance program. Tama ba?
That's correct, ma'am.
Yan din yung sinabi mo para sa socio-economic delivery programs. Ang sabi mo, yung confidential funds hindi ginamit sa regular programs ng socio-economic delivery programs ng OVP. Tama ba?
That's correct, ma'am.
Pero you will confirm na yung sa PFP, hindi naka-indicate na the confidential funds will be used not for the regular programs of the good governance program of the OVP. Tama ba? Walang qualification dun sa PFP. Tama ba? Ang nakalagay lang doon, good governance program.
Yes, ma'am. Based on the document that I
Yes.
saw, ma'am, it only indicated the program titles.
Okay. Tama. So, hindi naka-indicate doon na gagamitin ang confidential funds para sa programa other than the regular programs under the good governance program. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
The same is true for the 2023 PFP. Ang nakalagay lamang doon, socio-economic delivery. Walang qualification. Tama ba?
Based on the document that was
Yes.
presented, ma'am.
Hindi rin sinabi na the confidential funds for 2023 ay gagamitin for programs other than the regular programs of the socio-economic delivery programs of the OVP. Tama ba?
Sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Hindi
To be
rin
clear.
sinabi sa PFP for 2023 the confidential funds of the OVP will be used for programs other than the regular programs under the socio-economic delivery program of the OVP.
Based on the
Yes.
document, ma'am, it does not specifically indicate.
Okay. And you would confirm that the seeming confusion would have been avoided had the Office of the Vice President only indicated the specific programs under both the good governance programs and the socio-economic delivery programs in the PFP. Tama ba?
Objection.
What is the ground? Attorney
Speculative, Your Honor.
Your Honor, again, a question does not...
The witness is smart enough. Mr. Ortoño, you may answer if you know.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
The confusion would have been avoided or would have been averted. May iwasan sana ito kung yung OVP nilagay doon sa dalawang PFP for 2022 and 2023 yung specific each and every program that will be funded by the confidential funds for
Objection.
both years. Tama ba?
Objection, Your Honor.
It's
What's the
already ruled
objection,
upon, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Christine?
The witness did not say there was a confusion, Your Honor. That was misleading.
I didn't say, Your Honor, that this witness mentioned
But her question says, so the confusion should have been avoided, Your Honor. The question is misleading.
Because, Your Honor, there was an inconsistency, Your Honor. Earlier,
She is interpreting and making conclusions out of the answer of the witness, Your Honor.
Attorney May, kindly reform. Yes, the witness did not say that he was confused.
Okay.
Reform, you can get to the same point. Throw another
Okay.
way.
So, Mr. Ortonio, kung nilagay yung each and every program that will be funded, stinate doon sa dalawang PFP, yung particular programs na paggagamitan ng confidential funds. Wala sanang question kung saan ito ginamit. Tama ba?
Objection, Your Honor. Same objection, Your Honor. Actually misleading kasi wala sanang questions. He did not say that there were questions on
Then
the
I will
confidential.
drop the sana, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortonio, if I may, counsels, Mr. Ortonio, bakit hindi nilagay doon sa PAP yung particular ng good governance at socio-economic program at hindi ito bahagi doon sa original o regular na budget ng OVP? Sa
Sir,
pagkakaalam mo.
thank you, Your Honor. On the question, sir, on kung bakit hindi nilagay, sir, I would have no personal knowledge, sir, on why, since the document was prepared by our Special Disbursing Officer.
Sa paggawa ng sagot sa OEM, sa palagay mo ba kung nilagay niya yon, hindi na masasama sa OEM, sa AOM yon?
Based on my understanding, sir, it could have helped, sir, to clarify.
Okay. Your witness, counsel?
Okay. Mr. Ortonio, yesterday and today, paulit-ulit mong sinasabi na wala kang participation sa disbursement and implementation of the confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
So hindi mo rin alam kung talagang saan ginamit yung confidential funds, kung anong programa dinisburse ito. Tama ba?
Objection. Objection, Your Honor.
What is the ground?
Not
Attorney
covered by
Cristina?
the cross.
Let's give her sufficient leeway, counsel. This is one of the questions in the minds of the senator judges. Just to clarify, you may answer, Mr. Ortonio.
No, I would not have any personal knowledge.
So hindi mo rin alam, based on your personal knowledge, na yung confidential funds ay hindi ginastos sa regular programs under the good governance program. Tama ba? Kasi wala kang, sabi mo, wala kang participation, wala kang personal knowledge kung saan dinisburse yung confidential funds. Tama ba?
Based on my understanding, ma'am.
Wala ka ring personal knowledge kung paano in-implement ang confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
So hindi mo rin masasabi, based on your personal knowledge, na yung confidential funds ay ginastos sa mga programa other than the so-called regular programs of the good governance program.
Objection, Your Honor.
What is the ground, Christine?
Misleading, Your Honor. The witness did not say that the confidential funds were spent on the good governance programs of the OVP.
That was not the point, Attorney Christine. Witness may answer. If the presiding officer may, Mr. Ortonio, kung wala kang personal na kaalaman kung paano ginastos yung confidential fund, edi wala ka ring personal na kaalaman kung ginastos sa regular na programa ng OVP yung confidential fund.
I do not have any personal knowledge, sir, on how the confidential funds was implemented,
At all.
sir.
Kung saan napunta yon, wala kang alam.
No, sir.
Kung napunta
I
man sa tama o mali, madumi o malinis, wala kang alam.
I would have no personal knowledge, sir.
Okay. Your
Earlier,
witness, counsel.
tinanong ka din, bakit nag-change yung program, the PPAs, for the 2023 PFP? When I say PPAs, I'm referring to the projects, plans, and activities. Tinanong ka kanina kung bakit yung programs, plans, and activities under the 2023 PPA naging socio-economic delivery program na dati under the 2022 PFP, ito ay good governance program. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am. The
Yes.
way I understand the
Wait.
question, ma'am.
Wait lang. Ito yung tanong, Mr. Ortonio. Ang sabi mo kanina, nag-change ng PPA sa 2023 PFP para makover ang mas marami pang programa. Tama ba?
Ma'am, I'll clarify, ma'am.
Wait,
I
Mr. Ortonio, please just answer my question with a yes or no.
answered, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Let the witness answer, Attorney May.
thank you.
I answered the question earlier, ma'am, in the context of why there was a change from good governance to socio-economic delivery in the context of what is reflected in the GAA. So that's how I answered it, ma'am.
Okay. Pero you will confirm na wala ka ring participation dun sa pag-identify, sa pag-prepare ng PFP. Meron ka bang participation?
For the PFP, ma'am, no.
Okay. Kanina tinanong ka rin tungkol sa petition for review na final ng OVP sa COA. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
And you will confirm that this petition for review was denied by the COA. Tama ba?
And yes, ma'am, and
Yes.
subject for motion for reconsideration.
Ibig sabihin, nang dininay ito ng COA, yung COA, it stood pat with its earlier decision, with its earlier findings. Tama ba?
Your Honor,
If he knows, counsel,
Yes, ma'am, but then again,
Yes.
subject for the filing of motion for reconsideration.
Yes. Sinabi mo din kanina na wala kang participation sa drafting ng liquidation. Wala kang participation sa drafting ng request. Wala kang participation sa drafting ng liquidation documents. Wala kang participation sa disbursement. Wala kang participation sa recording kasi ang may gawa nito ay si Ginang Acosta, di ba?
Yes, ma'am,
Naalala mo
that's
yun?
correct.
You will confirm na ikaw, ang Chief of Staff at ang Vice President, ang 3 top officers ng OVP, tama ba?
As Assistant Chief of Staff, ma'am. Yes.
So, kayong tatlo, kayo yung top 3 officers ng OVP. Assistant Chief of Staff, and the Vice President herself. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sinabi mo na wala kang alam tungkol din sa mga bagay na yon. At sinasabi rin ng Chief of Staff na wala rin siyang alam tungkol sa mga bagay na ito. So, tama bang sabihin na among
Your
the
Honor,
3 of you, si Vice President lang ang nakakaalam?
let her finish the question. Witness will not answer the question until the objection is ruled upon by the chair. Finish your question, Attorney May.
Done, Your Honor.
Attorney Christine, what's your objection?
misleading, Your Honor, and vague. First of all, the Chief of Staff has not yet testified with regard to the confidential funds.
Well, Attorney Christine, the court took judicial notice of the proceedings in the House of Representatives where the Chief of Staff, Attorney Lopez, testified, and I went through the TSN, and such statements were made along those lines by the Chief of Staff of the Vice President. Witness may answer.
Ma'am, can I be clarified with the question? Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. Kanina, sinabi mo na ang top 3 officers ng OVP ay ikaw, as Assistant Chief of Staff, ang Chief of Staff, at ang Vice President herself. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Ngayon, sinabi mo na wala kang alam tungkol sa drafting ng liquidation reports. Tama ba? Wala ka ring alam sa disbursement ng confidential funds. Wala ka ring alam tungkol sa recording relative to the confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Ito rin yung naging posisyon ng Chief of Staff. Wala rin siyang alam tungkol sa mga bagay na to. Ngayon, tama bang sabihin na dahil kayong tatlo, ang top 3 na officers or officials ng Office of the Vice President, si Vice President lamang ang may alam tungkol dito sa mga bagay na to?
Objection.
What's the ground, Christine?
Speculative, Your Honor.
If he knows, Your Honor, again, Your Honor, we don't want to belabor this point, Your Honor, but Defense Counsel keeps bringing us back to this point, Your Honor. The question does not become speculative simply because it's couched in a what-if question, Your Honor. And besides, Your Honor, this honorable court has already ruled and has already directed the witness to
Your Honor,
answer, Your Honor.
the counsel would want the witness to speculate on the state of mind of the Vice President.
No, Your Honor. Let me answer it in 2 points, Your Honor.
Please, counsel, briefly.
Yes. It's not speculative, Your Honor, because there was already an admission that they are the top 3 officials of the OVP. Now, the answer would be based on that admission, so it's not speculative. The question would only be speculative. It's completely conjectural, Your Honor. And second, Your Honor, the only reason
Then-
I repeated the answer because the witness himself requested me to repeat, but prior to me repeating the question, the Honorable Presiding Officer has already made a ruling. Your Honor, we will be squandering away time if every time I would repeat a question, the defense counsel would all of a sudden invoke another ground for objection.
Your Honor,
We're
please.
about to break for lunch, so let's end it on a good note.
Yes, but
Finally, Attorney Christine.
I will revise my objection, Your Honor. Incompetent.
Allow me, counsels. Base sa testimonya mo, Ginoong Tonyo, wala kang alam sa paggastos, pag-liquidate, pag-disburse ng confidential fund. Tama?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Sabi ni Gina Acosta, wala rin siyang alam. Tama? Alam mo ba yan? Na wala rin siyang alam sa paggastos ng confidential fund at kung paano ito niliquidate. Would you know that?
Based on what I have read
Na testimonya
news,
niya?
sir. Yes, sir.
Base sa pagkakaalam mo, alam ba ng Vice President kung paano ito ginastos?
The way I understand it, sir, as the head of agency, I would understand that she knows the implementation, sir.
Yes. So si Colonel Lachica, alam din siyempre.
Yes, sir. As the security officer, I would
So
assume
sa loob ng opisina ng OVP, si VP Sara, head of agency lang ang nakakaalam, ikaw bilang assistant chief of staff, yung chief of staff mismo, walang alam, at si Colonel Lachica na ayon sa katanungan ni Senator Judge Soto kanina lang, na hindi naman bahagi ng opisina ng OVP.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That would be all for redirect, Your Honor.
Do you have a short recross, Attorney Christine, or a long one? Do we pause for lunch, or do you want to finish your cross before lunch? We don't have to call lunch at 12 o'clock. We can do it at 12 past 12.
After lunch, Your Honor.
You prefer after lunch?
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor.
Then, since it's only 11:57, we have time for one more, Senator Judge. If you want to avail of it, yes, I see Senator Judge Tulfo, the next one to interject, raising his hand. The sequence would be Senator Judge Raffy Tulfo, Senator Judge Villanueva, the Senate President, Senator Judge Ontiveros, Senator Judge Lacson, Senator Judge Padilla, and I just saw Senator Judge Bam. So we have time for one or two more Senator Judges before breaking for lunch. Senator Judge Raffy, you are recognized, sir. You may proceed. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Kayo po ay nag-reply sa AOM from COA for the check number 244027 dated 20 December 2022. Ano po yung proseso na ginagawa nyo once kayo po ay nakatanggap ng AOM or disallowance?
Good morning, Your Honor. When we receive AOMs within the office, once we receive it, we inform of course, the Chief of Staff and, of course, also the head of agency of the AOM. We send them a copy for their information.
Do you investigate?
Once meron na pong instruction to kung sino po yung magko-conduct ng review, then that's the time po that we conduct a necessary review for
Do you ask
to reply.
questions?
Yes, sir, to the concerned na mga
To the concerned.
concerned na mga divisions.
What questions do you ask, for example?
Usually, sir, we ask point per point on what is
Point per point, okay.
point per point what is indicated in the AOM, so
Yes.
that we can also address the concerns point by point.
Very good. Now, isa sa mga AOM ay observation ng COA, kulang sa mga dokumento, halimbawa, itong sinabi rito, 170,000, at marami to by the millions. 170,000 for the payment of reward, open and closed medicines. Did you not ask, ano ba talaga to? Anong klaseng medicine ang binili? Kasi ang pagkakalam ko, meron kayong pera from confidential funds, binigay nyo doon sa informant para siya nang bumili ng medisina.
Yes, sir. Yun po
Did you
yung-
ask kung anong medisina binili para sa medisina bibili nung informant, yung pera?
When the time na nag-consult po ako with the security officer, sir, I did not ask anymore on the specifics, but I asked on paano po yung naging process nila in terms of noong pag-release ng funds for the informants or for the agents.
Sir, you are a very highly educated person from prestigious schools. Come on, it doesn't make sense. It defies logic. Tatanungin mo dapat, to protect Sarah, kasi very close ka kay Sarah, teka muna, anong klase mga medisina binili? Nasaan yung reseta? Kasi mali mo, baka namin hindi binili ng medisina, baka binili ng drugs, whatever, baka may nagbulsa ng pera. Dapat, yun kasi yung kailangan ng, COA, di ba? Resibo.
At the time po, sir, when I consulted with the security officer, sir, I was not able to ask anymore on
Why
the
not?
details, sir.
It's part of your job. In fact, pumirma ka doon sa pag-reply mo sa AOM.
I asked, sir,
So
kung ano
pumirma
yung
ka
process.
nakapikit. Yes, sir.
No, sir, hindi naman po na nakapikit, sir, because nagtanong naman po ako sa security officer namin, sir, on how it was released or implemented on the ground. So, kung ano po yung nabigay na information, sir, yun po yung nailagay ko sa pag-draft po ng reply to the AOM.
Hindi mo rin tinanong bakit pare-pareho yung signature sa different names ayon sa NBI, forensic, tapos pare-pareho yung handwriting sa different names, parang isang tao lang nag-fill up, meron pa nga walang signature at nag-receive ng by the hundreds of thousands each.
Sir,
You didn't ask? Bakit mo tinanong, hindi mo tinanong, bakit pusa, bakit ito si Pagong, pinagtatawanan tayo ng tao, etc. Why? Did you not ask?
Sir, at the time, sir, hindi ko po nakita yung mga acknowledgement receipts, sir. I was only made aware of the acknowledgement receipts, sir, when it was already shown during the HOR na mga hearings, sir.
Hindi kasi pag nagtanong ng attachment, then di ba sabi mo, you ask questions point by point, you investigate, then kinuha mo sana yung mga dokumento and then pinakita sa iyo and then nagtanong ka point by point like you said. And then you are a very educated person, you should have asked
Confidential
a lot of
nani,
questions to satisfy dun sa request ng COA.
Nagmamarunong na
Sir,
naman.
Kasi tulad yan, pusa, Pagong. Imposible hindi mo nakita yan. Tapos pare-pare yung pirma sa isang same handwritings para sa napakaraming pangalan at saka iisang pirma sa napakaraming pangalan according to the NBA forensic. You didn't ask?
Sir, at the time po, sir, I did not see the acknowledgement receipts.
Come on,
po,
sir. Like I said, napakatalino mong tao sa credentials mo. Dating professor, Ateneo, UP, di ba? And then, now, parang, sorry sir, parang nagmaang-maangang ka. Again, is it blind loyalty? Thank you po. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Grabe.
Are you going for lunch or the rostrum, Attorney? Senator Judge Joel. Okay. I thought you were headed towards lunch already. Senator Judge Villanueva, as the last Senator Judge to interject before we break for lunch. You have 2 minutes, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, sinita po kayo ng COA dun sa pag-approve nyo ng disbursement voucher, no? Yung 125 million. At ang explanation nyo, delegated po sa inyo pag more than 1 million. Is that correct?
Yes po, sir. There is an office order, sir.
Ano yung extent of your authority? Ministerial approval or may responsibility din kayo na determine if this is lawful, properly supported, and authorized expenditure bago kayo pumirma?
There is also a level of checking, sir, if documentary attachments have been complied, sir, prior to the affixing my signature, sir.
Like?
Kung sa mga disbursement vouchers, sir, dapat merong mga supporting documents on the reasons for the request po, sir.
Like?
One of which, sir, say for example, there is an activity design, sir, which indicates kung ano yung mga activities to be done and the expenses for those activities.
Okay, nung winidraw po yung salapi, 125 million, sabi po ni Ms. Acosta, you accompanied her. alam niyo po na after nung winidraw yung salapi, diretso po pinlace ito sa custody ni Colonel Lachica. Alam niyo po yan?
At the time, sir, I did not know, sir, kung ano yung arrangement nila ni Miss Gina Acosta, sir. I just accompanied her to the bank, sir, per her request.
So you have no knowledge?
I have no knowledge po, sir.
You're the disbursement officer. You don't have any knowledge, so wala ding written authority, no? Anyway, dun po sa testimony ni Ms. Acosta, sabi po niya, si Colonel Lachica was not bonded, yet the confidential funds were released to him because he was supposedly na siya yung mag-implement ng activities on the ground. As Assistant Chief of Staff, as disbursement voucher signatory, officially approving the DVs. Aware po ba kayo dito sa ganitong arrangement?
I had no personal knowledge po, sir, on that arrangement, sir.
Kasi kung ganun, parang sinasabi nyo na parang ministerial duty lang po yung sa inyo. Although kanina sabi nyo, hindi po. Kasi why would you allow that, no? Then next question, Asek, kayo po mismo yung pumipirma dun sa November 30, 2023 OVP response to COA stating that all transactions involving the 125 million pesos were valid, proper, and regular, and explaining that the 40 million medical and food aid was given to persons conducting nationwide surveillance operations. Bago po ninyo ginawa, may factual representation po ba kayo sa COA? Ano po yung inyong ginawa, yung personal po ninyo na verify bago niyo po ito ginawa?
Sorry, sir. The question again, sir. Just to be clarified lang, sir.
Ulitin ko po yung question. Nung nag-respond po kayo dun sa COA that all transactions involving the 125 million were valid, proper, and regular, in-explain nyo din po yung 40 million medical and food aid was given to persons conducting nationwide surveillance operations. Bago po ninyo ito ginawa, yung factual representation po na iyon sa Commission on Audit, ano po yung inyong personal na ginawa to verify all of this?
I consulted po yung our security officer on how the implementation was done on the field, sir. And what was relayed to me, sir, yun po yung nilagay ko sa draft for the reply,
Ano
sir.
po yung hiningi nyo?
Information, sir, on how it was implemented, sir. So I asked if I can remember it right, sir, because it was quite a long time ago, sir. I asked kung paano yung manner of release of the funds on the ground, sir, and especially yung sa medical and food aid, sir. And what was relayed to me, sir, was that the funds were released to the informants or the agents through cash, and then based on their representation that they would need these funds for the purchase of medicines and supplies.
Binanggit nyo po dun sa AOM na lumabas na notice of suspension, wala pong nakalagay na misuse of funds. Right? So, ano po yung ginawa po ninyo after po lumabas ito, despite the fact na wala ho kasi yung nakalagay na misuse of funds, pero nakalagay po doon yung lacking of documentary records to support yung ginawa po ninyo. Ano po yung inyong ginawa para makorek? From example, from AOM to before ma-issue yung notice of suspension, before ma-issue yung notice of disallowance. Ano po yung inyong ginawa to suffice yung hinahanap po ng Commission on Audit?
Based doon po sa mga points that were raised in the AOM, we provided answers for
But you
those.
also, before you answer, presiding officer, you agree na yung binanggit niyo po, no, there's no such word misuse of funds doon sa mga AOM, NS,
Yes, sir.
ND.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige po.
So we provided the documents that were required of us, sir, in support on the issues or concerns raised by the Commission on Audit.
And apparently, hindi po sila pumayag at hindi sila nag-agree because kulang pa rin po yung documents.
Based po sa NS, sir, ND, sir, meron pa pong mga hinihingi ang COA, sir. And that's why, as a response to the ND, sir, we also supply those information.
Salamat po, salamat po. Gusto ko lang kung sabihin that indeed yung confidentiality may limit what can be disclosed to the public, but it cannot erase yung accountability within the government. Salamat po, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Senator Judge Villanueva. We shall declare and call a recess so that everybody can have lunch. Mr. Ortonio, you are excused from the witness stand. Kindly have lunch, and we expect you back. We expect everyone back at 1 p.m.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Senator, the Honorable Luistro.
Your Honor, may we just know if Colonel Boransing is already in the premises, because we understand that the prosecution will be presenting him immediately after the recross of Mr. Ortonio.
He is not yet in the building, and we will address that when we reconvene. There's nothing we can do about it anyway at this point in time. We will
Thank you,
inform
Your
you of the circumstances before we resume at 1 p.m. We are on recess until 1 p.m. Kindly have a hearty lunch. Kindly situate Mr. Ortonio to the witness stand. Clerk of Court, through us.
Thank you, sir.
You are under the same oath, Mr. Ortonio. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Attorney Christine, your witness for your recross.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Ortonio.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Maayong hapon.
Earlier, you were asked to confirm that the PFPs for the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first to third quarters of 2023 did not reflect that the confidential funds were used for the safe implementation of the OVP's Good Governance Program for 2022 and social economic delivery for 2023. Can you
Misleading,
recall
Your
that?
Honor.
Yes,
Misleading, Your Honor. Move to strike, Your Honor.
Why is it misleading, Attorney May?
Because, Your Honor, during the redirect examination, I never mentioned safe implementation.
Reform Council, I don't recall the word safe as well. But it was somewhere along those lines, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor. But actually, that was what registered to me. But can I continue, Your Honor?
You may continue, Attorney Christine.
But, Your Honor,
Okay.
we move to strike the answer of the witness.
So stricken off. Reform your question, Attorney
Thank you, Your
Christine.
Honor.
I'm showing you the PFPs for 2022 and 2023. Your Honor, they are exhibits
Assisting counsels may approach.
D-1-23 OVP for the PFP for the year 2022 and D-1-49 OVP for the year 2023. Okay, do you have copies of those PFPs? Okay, let's go to the 2022 PFP. Now, I'm directing you to the second column of the PFP. Okay, it says there, safe implementation. Let's go to the 2022 PFP. It says there, safe implementation of the OVP initiatives and confidence building. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am, based on the documents presented.
And that is under the table, under the heading, expected outcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let's go to the year 2023, CY 2023 PFP. Now, I'm directing you also to the second column. It says there's safe implementation of OVP initiatives and confidence building. Do you confirm that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is under the heading expected outcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were also asked about the supposed submission of the PFP together with your letter or the Vice President's letter to the DBM dated August 22, 2022. Earlier, you were asked. And in fact, you were asked also to refer to section or item 3.24 of the joint circular.
Joint circular,
Do you
yes.
recall that? Now, do you also recall that in a letter dated September 15, 2022, the DBM requested that you submit the PFP in relation to your request for additional funding?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct, ma'am.
In fact, in compliance with such letter of the DBM, you submitted a copy of the PFP through your letter dated September 19, 2022.
Yes, ma'am, we transmitted that report, ma'am.
And as earlier mentioned, during your cross-examination, your submissions to the DBM, okay, I will rephrase, Your Honor. As earlier mentioned, okay, the DBM recommended the approval of your request for confidential funds to the Office of the President.
That's correct, ma'am.
In fact, the Office of the President approved the issuance of confidential
Objection,
funds
Your Honor.
to the OVP.
Let her finish the question, counsel. Are you done,
Objection, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Christine? What is the objection, counsel?
That was not covered by the redirect anymore, Your Honor.
In the discretion of the court, we will grant latitude. Counsel, overruled. Witness may answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Earlier also, you were asked whether you knew if confidential funds were used in the regular activities of the OVP. Do you confirm that?
Yes, I
Your Honor.
was asked earlier.
That was misleading, Your Honor. The question earlier, first, Your Honor, we move to strike because the question is misleading. What I asked was whether or not this witness has personal knowledge, not just any kind of knowledge, Your Honor, personal knowledge.
Okay, I will rephrase my question.
Kindly
using-
rephrase to
yes,
include
Your Honor,
personal
using
knowledge.
the wordings of the counsel. You confirmed earlier that you were asked whether or not you have personal knowledge as to whether the confidential funds were used in the regular activities of the OVP.
Yes, ma'am.
As the one who drafted the AOMs and the response to the AOMs and the response to the notice of suspension, was there any findings in the AOMs? Was there any findings in the AOMs which relative to the supposed use of the confidential funds in the regular activities of the OVP?
Misleading, Your Honor.
If you can recall.
Misleading, Your Honor, because this witness could not have drafted the AOMs. The AOMs came from the Commission
She
on Audit.
corrected herself, counsel, the response to the AOM.
Yes, Your Honor.
Witness may
So
answer.
I will repeat my question, Your Honor, for clarity. Now, as the
Proceed,
one who
Attorney
drafted, as the one who drafted the responses to the AOMs, as well as the notice of suspension, if you can recall, was there any findings of the COA relative to the supposed use of the confidential funds in the regular activities of the OVP?
Not covered by the redirect, Your Honor. I never touched upon the AOMs during the redirect examination.
Same ruling, counsel. You may register in the court notes a continuing objection along these lines of questioning by the counsel. Witness may answer.
Based on the documents that we have received from COA, there was no any indication or any comment that the confidential funds were used for regular programs.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.